Let's bring in lawyer Jide Ologun to help us understand the position of the court. It's pretty interesting what we've seen in the court today, and of course we still have more interesting days to come in the court as we anticipate the May 29 inauguration of the president-elect in person of Bola Tinubu. The three courts inched their position on the issue of legal standing. Jide, that's the legal standing of the plaintiff now. Help us understand the position of the court.
Thank you very much. The position of the court is that the issue before this court is an issue that concerns a member of the APC party who could have been affected even where you have complaints of nomination. And PDP has no business in how the APC nominated their candidates. And that is why the Honorable Justice made reference to PDP to have acted as an intrusive interloper and a busybody. And of course, by extension, if you want to simplify it, a busybody or interloper is someone who trespasses, an alien to an issue. So there is no way the PDP has a say in this matter. And before the matter arrived at the Supreme Court, those were the decisions of the previous courts. And, my advice is that also, since we have these laws written down, particularly the Electoral Act 2022 as amended, it should be instructive sometimes before litigants go to court to study the provisions of the law and be sure they are not just out to waste the time of the court, even though the court is always open to those who want to embark on litigations. And recently, at the appellate level, the matter was also dismissed and the lawyer was slammed 40 million naira for coming to waste the time of the court. But the court declared that initiating that case was frivolous, vexatious, and it was qualified as an annoying lawsuit to irritate the respondents, and Uru was sanctioned for this blatant abuse of the legal system, so that we don't just belabor the judiciary unnecessarily. And this has put to rest now the issue of nomination in APC. And this is also one of the issues that may feature during the electoral tribunal when that starts trial fully. So now this has been laid to rest. And this is about the last straw that is breaking the camel's back in an attempt to stop the swearing in of the president-elect tomorrow. Because if the Supreme Court decided otherwise, being the highest court in the land since 1963, it would have disrupted the scheduled swearing in of the president-elect tomorrow.
That's on Monday.
After the swearing in of the president, the tribunal, the Presidential Election Tribunal, will commence trial 30th of May, the day after.
Pretty interesting times that we're in, but this defeat comes at a cost. The court had fined them, awarded a 2 million naira cost against the plaintiff in favor of the respondents. I want to ask you, what lessons can we learn from this judgment?
I think that is it's quite considerate of the court to have, granted such a meager penalty in terms of finance. I made reference to a case recently where the court slammed 40 million naira on the lawyer for bringing such a vexatious case to the court. And the lesson here, I've mentioned it earlier, even if you are not a lawyer, please, nothing prevents you from studying the laws that will form the bedrock of your argument in court or your lawyer's argument in court, so that you are proactive and know whether to go to court and waste time or not to go to court. And in law, we say some matters are clear on the face value of it, prima facie. So it's after when you do your own layman study, and you are probably persuaded that you have a strong matter, that you go to court. And from the way the judiciary is responding lately, I believe that going forward, coming to court with vexatious matters will dwindle in the nation, because it's indeed a waste of time to pursue this matter. I did a little bit of research on this matter before today's decision, and I wasn't surprised when eventually the Supreme Court came up with this verdict, because I have pinpointed that issue, that PDP has no business in the nomination of the candidates for APC. And here we are today. And in the light of this, maybe those who are in the Presidential Election Tribunal will look at their cases again and then take a decision. And again, I want to appreciate all the stakeholders and advise again, like I have been doing. Please, let's calm down. Don't let us be sensational about any matter, whether in the tribunal or wherever. And attend to the facts, the issues of law in these matters, so that people won't come out and say, judiciary is this and that. The judiciary only adjudicates based on the facts you present before them. And you have the responsibility to establish your case. And you can look at Section 131 of the Evidence Act to that effect. And talking about the
I'm afraid we might have to leave it at this point here. Lawyer Jide Ologun, thank you so much for giving us insights into that. Subsequently, we'll definitely bring you to help us understand the position of the court and the role of lawyers in judicial matters.